In this video I want to give my reactions to Tudor's new watch releases that they announced in Watches and Wonders for 2023 and kind of give my opinion. I typically like to give my opinion on watches after I've had them in my hands, physically, so that I can give you an objective or my subjective opinion, but my opinion, I guess, is as good as anybody else's. So let's start off with the new Black Bay 54. This is kind of like a smaller version of the Black Bay 58, which I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing my Black Bay 58 925, and it is just a smaller version of that watch. So this watch is referencing Tudor's first ever diver's watch in 1954. It is 1 year after Rolex had their first Submariner. This watch includes the MT 5400 caliber, which is the same caliber that's in my Black Bay 58 as well. So as far as a 37mm dive watch, I think it's kind of, so I have kind of like a mixed feelings about this watch. Number one, I think it's cool that they have a reference that harkens back to their original diver's watch. I think that's pretty cool. If you want to wear something that's that is really true to the size of their first reference, and wear sort of like a piece of history, because back in the day, watches were typically smaller than they are today. A 37mm watch was probably considered to be a very adequate size for a watch back then. In fact, it would probably be considered on the bigger size. On a personal note, I do think that 37mm dive watch is a little small by modern standards. I believe 39 is as small as I'd be willing to go for a diver's watch personally, unless you have a really small wrist. It could be that this reference is geared more towards women, which is possible, but it is just a black dial, with a black gilded dial. Comes in a rubber strap and the bracelet, and the bracelet still has rivets. So it's not what I would consider the most feminine looking watch out there. So just to reference, I brought my Green Seamaster 300. This is a 42mm watch, diver's watch, and I feel like this is really what a diver's watch should be. This is more like on the dressier side of a diver's watch. This is actually a useful diver's watch. The size, I believe that diver's watches should be big, because they're supposed to be used professionally to go diving, and they need to be legible in the water. And sometimes there's low visibility, and the bigger your dial is, the more useful it is, in my opinion. So again, I always thought the 58 was more of a dressier, more of a desk diver, you should say. This is more of a true diver that you could actually take diving and have it be useful. And next up is the Black Bay GMT with the white dial. A lot of people were very kind of looking forward to this watch. I think it looks cool. I think I would put this up there. I think this is the watch I'm most excited for in the lineup. I think it's really cool. Again, it has the same specs as the original watch. It has the MT 5652 caliber, which is, I believe, the same one as the normal Pepsi had. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good release. And if you've always wanted to have the Pepsi with a white dial, then this is probably a dream come true for you. I personally probably not in the market for one of those right now, but you never know. So next up we have the 41mm Black Bays with the burgundy bezel. These have a gilded dial. They're 41mm, which makes them more useful as a diver's watch. They come in, I think the coolest part of this new release is definitely the fact that you can get it on a Jubilee bracelet. That is, good job, Tudor. I personally love Jubilee bracelets, and I would absolutely gravitate towards this watch simply because of that. And I think it's a $100 difference between the Black Bay, between the Oyster bracelet and the Jubilee. If I was in the market for one of these, I would definitely get it on the Jubilee. It looks really cool. I want to mention one more thing about the new Black Bay 41mm diver's watches. The movement inside is actually a master chronometer, or a METIS. One thing that it shares in common with my Omega Seamaster is that this is also METIS certified. I don't know how much value I would put. I think cost certification is good enough, in my opinion. But I guess it's a nice to have an even more accurate watch. Even though I think cost is perfectly fine. I have the cost certified movement in my Black Bay 58, but I guess it's really not. it kind of elevates the watch to another level. And here we go. This is pretty much, I think, my favorite announcement. Not all my watches need to be divers. The non-diver variation of the Black Bay watches are pretty cool, and I've always liked them. And people have been asking for like an updated version of this watch. Before today, they all came with the non-MT calibers. In other words, they were just like off the shelf, like probably Salida or Movements. In other words, they had the smiley face, and so they didn't have the updated movements. Everybody's been asking for them, and a lot of people are also asking, can you put them on a Jubilee as well? So Tudor listened, and they refreshed the entire line of the normal Black Bay watches, and I think this is my favorite announcement of the show that Tudor had to announce. Again, it comes in sizes 41, 39, 36, and I believe 41. I'd probably gravitate more towards the 39. It's a good happy medium. I think 41 is a little too big. This is a watch that's a little more on the dressier side. It's still a sports watch. You can take it. You can go swimming with this thing. It has a screw down crown. But in my opinion, not every watch needs to be a diver, and if you're looking for something that's a little more versatile than a diver, something you can wear to work, this line of watches is definitely a winner. And the fact that they put it on Jubilee, I'm like sold. I may be looking into getting one of these in the future, but you know, I'm in no rush. I got plenty of watches right now. The Jubilee bracelet just elevates it, gives it a little bit of touch of class that you would want in a non-diver's watch. And I think Tudor's been listening. I think this is a winner. So last but not least, we have the Tudor Royal, and it's basically a Tudor Royal with a brown dial. The Tudor Royal is more of it's definitely a dress watch with an integrated bracelet. I don't think I believe this watch still has the old caliber. They didn't update the caliber to the new MT ones. Tudor does not make an in-house movement that can has the date function, so that's probably why they haven't updated it. So yeah, I think the Tudor Royal with the brown sunburst dial looks really good, and if you're looking for a nice dress watch like that, then something that stands out a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of the Tudor Royal. That's just me. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know a lot of people do like that watch. But yeah, I think it looks really good if you're looking for that kind of watch. What do you think about Tudor's new releases? Do you like them? Do you hate them? And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one.